All right, guys, this is going to be good. We're going to be talking about true crime, violent crimes in my town, La Fortuna, for the 20 years I've been here. This is going to be super exciting. It's going to be super long, but good. Got the big cup because size matters. This is going to be full of mystery and intrigue. And you better get your big cup or your shot glasses or your drink or whatever, because this is going to be a bumpy ride. And we're going to get to it in about 45 seconds. Guys, I'm Michael Allen for TravelCostaRicaNow.com. If you haven't subscribed, please do. YouTube is hard these days. Want to see videos, put them up. Hit the notification bell. Man, okay. Got a couple things before we start. Guys, I have no sponsors. There's nobody behind me. I have two women that are my partners with the travel packages. I don't have a team of 10 people editing videos and doing all these things. So I have to sponsor myself. I have to tell you about the relocation retreat. I have to put YouTube advertisements in the video. Are you also, unless you all want to sponsor me. But anyway, guys, my birthday's coming up. My birthday's coming up in about, I don't know, a week and a half or so, man. I'm going to be 65. 65. I can't, dude, it went from, I don't know, when I was 45 to now. I don't know where all that, where that went. But anyway, my birthday is coming up. If you want to show appreciation, I'm not really actually into birthdays, so I'm kind of making some of this up. But if you want to show appreciation and also give me a birthday present, coffee's the way to go, man. Link in the description. Buy me a coffee. Each coffee is $5. Really, one? I don't know. Thank you, but I don't know, man. That's like a 25-cent tip at a restaurant. Just saying. Anyway, if you want to show appreciation or love for the 16 years of videos and my birthday coming up, because 65, isn't that some sort of milestone? So shouldn't I get a coffee or two? Anyway, that link is in the description. So let's talk about this real quick. So yeah, the relocation retreat is coming up, and it ties to what I'm about to talk about because that's how I came up with this idea. The relocation retreat's coming up. I think it's May, early May. It is filling up, but if Costa Rica's on your radar, but you're not quite sure, you know, this 6-7 day event's probably for you because tons of great information. The contacts alone are worth the price of admission. We have a great time. It's fun. I love to see you there. I love spending time around like the pool or the bar, talking shit or whatever. You know, we're not trying to talk you into moving to Costa Rica. We just want to give information so you can make a good decision. All that information is, again, in the link in the description. Prices, all the rooms, all that stuff. If you have any questions, you can always write me and I will definitely answer them. But anyway, so somebody was thinking about coming and they did want to talk to me, and I did call them. And they said, Michael, I only have 2 questions. I'm going to tell you the second one in another video. We're only going to do the first one right now. She goes, I'm solo, older woman. What about the crime? What about the crime in Costa Rica? And again, I was, not that I'm pretty good at, you know, I'm pretty quick, but I was kind of caught off guard because I just thought I was going to answer relocation retreat answers. I kind of hemmed and hawed and said some things, and I did okay. And I think she was like, oh, thanks and for the information. But man, she brings up a legitimate concern because a lot of people do think with what they read, the blogs, the videos, news, whatever, you see the anecdotal bad, it's all bad, right? Everything is bad. Every day is bad. Somebody's getting or whatever. And so you can't help but be, and, you know, she's by herself. So, I mean, it's a consideration. It's definitely consideration. So that's another video. But so I started thinking, you know, I've been here 20 years, almost 20. And I've always lived in Fortuna. So for the whole time I've been in, you know, D'Angelo and I started, if you guys know about him, we started this thing together. He's been in 250, 300 videos, whatever. But we came down here together, and we've always lived in La Fortuna, as he still does as well. So I was thinking, what all has happened big when it comes to violent crimes, crime stories? And I've been part of quite a few of these, actually. So what's happened to us? What's happened around Fortuna? What's happened to us? And I'm going to tell you some stories about some fairly rough crimes. And let's just go with that, all right? So again, Fortuna is not the same as it was. Obviously, no place is. It used to be very rustic here, very, I don't know, more authentic. Everything was wood. It's all this whole place is farmers. It just happened to get a volcano. And when they finally figured out it was a volcano, it's like, we ought to do something. So all the adventure tours are here. The lake is there. I mean, everything is here. Hot springs, all the stuff. So, a lot of people back then, even though they had the souvenir shops when we came, they had the stuff, but a lot of people didn't know what gold mine they were really sitting on, because now it's just a boom tourist town. Unfortunately, I mean, you're not going to stop that, but it is the truth. It is a great place to visit, no doubt about it. There's just a million things to do in town, out of town, wherever. So, but Fortuna's changed big time. Or has it? Because the stories I'm about to tell you span the whole almost 20 years, I've been here. All right? Oh my God, let's get started. No judgments, right, guys? And it's funny. I know a lot of you guys don't really know me. I've had, just the way I am, I've got the highest of highs. I've got I got a storied life, we'll say. And I am not one of those people. Those people that tell a story that you were part of, and you're sitting there going, that's not what happened. Why are you saying there was 10 guys trying to beat us up when there was like this lady arguing with us? You're like, why are you making up these stories? I do not have to color any stories. My stories are already there. So just so you know, these are just stating facts, or at least how I remember. And I'm getting older now, so sometimes I'm a little cloudy. But other than that, I don't gotta make shit up. Trust me. All right, so let's start out with the first one, probably the worst one. So I think this one was about got to be 16 years ago or so. Anyway, there was this guy, this family, but this guy worked at one of the bigger hotels here, the poshier hotels. And he was just let's say a mid to upper management. He was supervisor type, nothing big. But then all of a sudden, I can't remember if he got into another hotel or how it happened, but all of a sudden I don't know if he had any girls, but I knew he had at least 2 sons, and he's married. So all of a sudden there was a 17-year-old son, and I think like I don't know, let's say 30-year-old son, and this father. All of a sudden these people are driving around in some freaking bomb-ass cars. The 17-year-old's like driving a Beamer, and then 2 weeks later he's driving a Hummer, stuff like that. And people are going, what is this? And that's speculation. And I remember seeing them, because back then we lived overlooking the park. We saw everything happening, and there was a little ice cream shop this kid would pull up with, and he was a cute kid. He had all these little girls, on his ass. But anyway, but everyone was like, where's this money coming from? How they can't afford these cars? This dude's like this, maybe a supervisor at best. Well, I don't know exactly what he got involved in. It could have been money laundering. It could have been could have been obviously, bad reasons. He was doing something bad, and he was doing it for some bad people. Because what happened? I think it was Colombians. I'm not sure. And it doesn't matter, whoever it was. But anyway, the bad people, whatever this guy was supposed to be doing, paying them back, giving them money, doing something, he didn't do it, or somebody was mad at him, because they went to the guy's house, pulled the 2 kids, 17 and 30, the father, took the kid, 17-year-old, they went 2 different cars. One car went actually on the road up to my ex-partner D'Angelo's street, 2 minutes from his house, and shot the kid 5 times. The kid didn't do anything, but he shot him 5 times. Took the father and the other son, machete. That's pretty violent. Now, I believe they actually, even back then, which was quite a long time ago, there were cameras. I actually think some of them got caught, but that was a story. That was a freaking story. And you saw these people around. La Fortuna back then, and actually still now, is a small town. So you see people all the time. You wave, you say hey, and you're like, wow. And I don't know the mother. I just know her to say hi, because she was going to the same gym I went to or whatever, and she was very nice. But of course, that's got obviously devastating. But so that was like big news. Now let's go to the second one. This was probably about, uh, oh my gosh, maybe, I don't know, 16. I don't know when it was. I just know back then, D'Angelo and I were together, and we had to come up with some money. So we were starting the website. We were working hard, man, every day. But the thing was, we also played hard, and we were drinking back then, and everybody hung out. We're drinking hard. We would go from, from like our liquid lunch to our liquid dinner with all our liquid friends, all day, almost every day. It was a thing. And we also did couch surfing back then. You remember couch surfing? We had people at our house all the time, obviously, in Fortuna. Can we stay at your couch, sleep on your couch? So we were, although we were working very hard, we were constantly in party mode. So one night we're partying, and we're now we're walking home, and we go past this place. At the time it was called Luigi's. It's an after hours bar, man. It was a casino there. It's like where, at 3 a.m, where that's where the cokeheads and the tweakers are. You go in the bar and everybody's, twitching or whatever. Anyway, we walked by there, and there was like 4 or 5 of us, and we already were, I guess, not ready to go home, because we're like, it's 3 a.m. We should have 20 more beers. That makes perfect sense. God, looking back. So we go in the bar. We're sitting. We're just chilling, and there, it's a regular bar, but you can, it's very early morning. So some scuffle took place over on one of the sides. Now the owner was known as kind of crazy. He was a little muscular guy, like a Napoleon complex dude. But anyway, we didn't know what was going on, but there was some sort of fight breaking out over here. Okay, whatever. We're like, well, that's cool. Anyway, owner comes out with a gun and people start running, and us included. Well, anyway, I had nowhere to run to, and I find myself at the corner. I'm in a corner. He comes up to me just like this. Just like that. He didn't shoot me. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck you did. I just looking at him like, I don't, whatever, dude. He did shoot somebody, by the way. This dude did. I think he shot him in the leg. Anyway, so I don't know. Would you run? I don't know if that happened to you. Would you be like, oh my God, I can't deal with that? So anyway, that's another story that could have gone way south really bad. Now I've been threatened with a gun 2 other times. One time with D'Angelo, we were in San Ramon, and D'Angelo does have a little road rage. But anyway, there was a little back and forth with a big truck and this older guy with his older, supposedly good-looking woman. Well, D'Angelo was doing whatever he does when he gets road rage, and the guy was mad. I'm not really sure who was at fault, but people were pulling up. And it was just me and D'Angelo, and I'm in the passenger side. The guy pulls up on my side, takes a gun, and goes like this. And I'm like, what? dude, don't, just a little advice, don't pull a gun unless you're freaking ready to shoot it, okay? I'm not saying you should do this. Shoot me, bitch, because you're not bluffing me, dude. You're not bluffing me like that. So anyway, had that kind, and of course, I'm still here, didn't shoot because that didn't work. What's he gonna do? Anyway, so and there was another episode I'm not gonna tell you about, it doesn't matter, but now, another one that happened also around this time, we had a friend, I think she's in Colombia now, very cool, very crafty. She was here for a couple of years, bought a house not too far from me in my barrio, which is Barrio Pilo, and we used to hang out a lot again because we're partying back then. We went to a place little past the cemetery, if you're familiar with La Fortuna. It's called Vagabundo. I don't know if it's still there or not. Maybe called something different, or it's not cool anymore. There was a bar there, and we used to go there. She came back to the table very agitated and frightened. I guess some guy was really like, I don't know if she was walking. I don't know if she was going to go get a drink or something, but this guy got very aggressive with her, and she was telling us about it. And then later on, she went to the bathroom. That happened. I don't know why a bathroom was in the back around or whatever, but she was by herself in the dark, and the guy went in the bathroom and tried to, let's say, sexually assault. She fought her way out, fought her way back to our table, told us about it. We came within this close of catching him. He did take off into the jungly part past the bathroom. She was visibly shaking, very frightened. Couldn't believe it happened. We couldn't either. It was like, that's weird. I mean, that was a pretty aggressive move. But that happened. That definitely did happen. So now the next one, I actually don't know anything about this, but I just remember seeing it because it's right around the corner from my house. So if you go to the main little road where the fire station is, there's a little bridge there. And if you look over to the left, there was this guy laying in the river, not alive. I don't know the story. I think I know, but I don't want to say I think what happened, but something bad happened. And anyway, he was floating in the river right by the bridge, or down from the bridge, but you could see him. You could see him. The next one, this one is weird, and I want you to, because I don't know how you guys are, but when somebody tells me about somebody, I want to see what they look like, and I can tell you what this guy looks like. This guy came up to me, which a lot of people do and still do and did or whatever. They go, oh, you make the videos. Ah, yes. And the guy goes, my name's John. I moved, I'm in town. I love your videos. I think you're the best ever. I just totally blowing smoke up my ass. I mean, just blatantly, and thinking I believed it. But I was like, cool, whatever. And now, while he was blowing smoke up my ass, he was also telling me how great he was. Like, he'd be saying things like, well, when I was oh, by the way, Michael, I don't know if I'm a professor, but I also do this. And, Green Day was over at my house the other day. You know those guys? Name droppers and trying to So anyway, he started this big ass sex shop in Fortuna. Now, this is a long time ago. There's actually a sex shop here now that's much smaller. Nobody cares. But at that time, it was a different time, man. Traditional, but he went big. He went big or went home. So it was pretty big in, La Fortuna standards. And I didn't care about him so much, but I was like, well, this is interesting. I should do a video. And I did. So if you want to see what he looks like, because I think he's at the bottom of Lake Arenal, and we'll get to that in a minute. But if you want to see what he looks like, I'll put that link in the description of the video. You don't got to watch the video. I mean, it's about a sex shop, and I'm asking him, why do you think that's going to work or whatever? But you can see him, but I guarantee he looks a lot different now. Anyway, so what happened with him was he wasn't paying his bills. I'm not accusing anybody. I'm just saying where he had the sex shop. Let's say he owed a lot of people. Maybe he owed people for his, his inventory and everything. I don't know that part of the story. I just know he got the hell out of La Fortuna, and I think he ended up over around the lake in the way of Arenal. He went missing. Never has been found, and if he has, I don't know. If you know anything about it, let me know. But anyway, so since I've done the videos, through the years, I've got, people wrote me from Remember the Tiger King thing, and do you remember the Tiger King Netflix special? And then the lady's husband that came out to Costa Rica. It doesn't matter if you know, but anyway, those people asked me if I could help things. So I get those kind of things. Well, a detective got a hold of me and asked me about, they were trying to relocate or find John. And I told him, I go, man, he pissed off a lot of people. And I guess the detective said he was getting that same story. But rumor has it, Lake Arenal. And that's why you got to love a cowboy town, right? just take matters into your own hands. There was, I don't know this story at all. I just know, I'm sure it's common. Now, remember, I'm sure, trust me, there's probably a lot more stories around here that maybe I don't know. I'm just telling you ones I know or ones I've been part of or whatever. There was also a girl that was hanging out with a lot of locals. She was by herself. She was in one of the bars up again, 5 minutes from me at one of the bars. And of course, now she's walking home with 5 guys. Yes, that's what happened. So you're right. I don't really know, no end of life type of thing, but the other stuff. And now that shouldn't happen to anybody. I think we could all agree. Do I have to say that? I don't think I do. But come on, man, you can't be getting drunk by yourself, walking home, acting like you're friends with the locals. Just saying. I mean, if that can help anybody else. But, also, one time around close to the relocation retreat. Yikes! Security guard thought there was a group of kids in the hotel, staying at the hotel, like one of those big high school tours or whatever. And I guess a kid was running around at night, and the security guard thought he was doing something bad, accidentally shot him and killed him. That wasn't good. I don't know if that really fits the story, but I just told you anyway. Now, all those were a little longer ago. Recently, I guess, I think less than a year ago, and I might have mentioned this before, I'm not sure. A street over, in my little peaceful barrio, some dude on a freaking little moped e-bike went by a guy that was parked in his car. Now, supposedly, this is true. I don't know if it was 2 or 3. There was that one, and I actually heard the gunshot on that one. There was that one, and supposedly within a span of 2 or 3 days, there was either two more or one more. So a total of 3 people or 2 people, one or the other. I know. So it was not just that one. There was another one. Obviously, that was related to what you think it was related to, kind of random. And usually with those kind of crimes are like that. I think we could all mostly agree. Not a whole lot of things happen totally randomly. But so that, and again, that was a street over. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. Again, there's other stuff. I'm sure why am I telling you this? Why am I mentioning this? You tell me. You tell me. I would love to know what you think. What's your comments? What your perspective? Do you have any stories? Are these anecdotal? Is there a crime wave in Fortuna, and always has been? Is there this around every corner? Should I have moved? I got my bars. You notice I had to film this with bars in the background, right? All right, guys, man, I love you guys. You know what I love about you guys? That you guys offer really, really great perspective and comments and experience and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, thank you to, I forget her name right now, that asked me about this whole thing that made me not sleep one night when I was like, man, what's all happened to me since I've been here? I don't know. Maybe I need to stay home, not go out so much. Guys, I'm Michael Allen. Hey, guys, things are going to pop up. So if you're thinking about living or traveling anywhere, always do your homework and research. And I'm saying if it's Costa Rica, that video or that video from me. I'm Michael Allen, travelcostarica.com. Bye.